Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. I'm just here fucking around and playing a little bit of mage today. So, re-rolling a mage, and if you want to come join me, you can level up with me. Whatever. Happy to have you. But I'm just kind of chilling. Nothing serious. Just relaxing and enjoying the game. Seeing if they've added anything new, stuff like that. I've seen a few additions that they've added. I saw some different rocks and stuff like that in the terrain out in Jova. I noticed, so just kind of running around and picking up to see what they've left for us. It's always good to just get a fresh perspective, so that's kind of what I'm doing. But if you got any questions about the game, or maybe you're completely new to the game and you want to check it out, give me a holler and ask me what's up. I've played a mage before. Gonna give it another whirl. The mage is one of those classes I really feel I don't really care for it. It's very powerful. I mean, it's not bad in small scale. It's not bad in mid scale, and it's certainly good in large scale. I just have an issue with the way the skills work. I just don't like the skills. I don't know. I'm more of a school, a line of spells, a school, if you will, of spells. So, like, whether it be void magic or fire magic or ice magic, I really wish we can go down one of those lines and really specialize in something instead of having to use the combinations of the spells. I know where they're going with this. Steven's mentioned in the past that they want to go ahead and, like, ice and fire will create steam and so something like that, but that's just not something. One, it's a lot of work to do something like that. Two, I just would kind of like the old school mage. Now, as far as utility, I think that the mage has really good utility. They have, you got sleep, you got blink, you can detect stealth. But it looks like they moved the Ember Spring. Oh, no, they kept this Ember Spring the same. They did move all the Ember Springs. I don't know if it's active this patch, but they did move all the Ember Springs into the heart of the nodes. Oh, no, they did move it. They did move it over here. Okay. So you can, if you're looking for an Ember Spring, all you got to do is go to the center of the node now. You should be able to find it. So, got that. But yeah, they have really good utility. I'm just not sure. And their shell is huge. Really gives them a lot of extra health. I mean, they might only have 4,000 or 5,000 health, but with the shell, that gives them an extra 2,000. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go do what we normally do. You hit that person down there. You kill the 3 goblins. Before you turn it in, you talk to the other guy, do a commission, run to the Ember Spring, run back, and you're instantly pretty much level 2. So then you're going to go ahead and you're going to go do your Sweat of the Brow quest. So this is important because this is going to give you your gathering tools. Now remember, if you can't just run up to it now and go ahead and click. You actually have to equip your axe. So it's not a bug. You actually have to equip your tools now as opposed to before where you did not have to do that. So that's something that's changed, and that's because you can now trade your tools, which is huge. Which is very big. That's going to make it so where if I want to keep a character that I'm leveling up, I can just pass my tools on down. Here. Process that. But I hope everyone is having a good day. And, tell me what you're thinking about the game. Are you still enjoying it? Are you waiting for, the big updates like most people? There's a lot of people that are waiting for. Look, let's be honest. They got 3 really big updates that they got coming in. They got the Summoner, which we're waiting on. They got the Dynamic Gridding, which is going to be genre changing if they can pull it off. And then you have the Econ changes, which everybody's looking forward to. So I think that they're really, really close on all those. So right now we're kind of in a lull. But just hang tight, people. It's going to be okay. Going to get those in. The dynamic gridding, they said, is now already on the main development. So soon we're going to see it on the PTR and we'll be testing it. And when they get that done, when they get the dynamic gridding to where they want it, and then they're finished with the summoner, right? Because that's both of those are taking up a lot of developer time. So when they get those done, it's going to be much easier for them to focus on some of the other stuff. But let's give them a little bit of patience with that stuff and let them finish it up. But I'm just going to chill here because it looks like there's not many viewers that have straggled in yet. So if you got any questions, you just ask them, and I'm just going to go ahead and play this mage. All right, guys.
Have you brought the brilliant? We'll provide you with a whole set of tools. Got the power, brilliant, and your horse. Stop by the stable master across the... I hear all... Ah, sure. It's an old sway-backed plotter, but it'll get you from here to there faster than walking.
I like this is the little change that they made. You got your dash now, and then you got a dismount button right now, so you don't have to. I mean, you can hit F, but they did add that up there if you want to click that as well. So that's a small change, but it's something. Let's go ahead and do get our Firebolt. I believe right now that Firebolt is still the best spell to go with as opposed to Fireball. I really wish that they do need to, in my opinion, they need to completely redesign Mage. The Fireball for, I think, pretty much everybody is an afterthought. We're not going to go ahead and tame that Grim. I really don't want to deal with hunting. I already have almost a journeyman hunter, so don't want to have to deal with that again. Yeah, guys, if you're just coming in the channel, you want to talk about anything, you know, but look at all these Grims, so, you know, could sell these for some money, but I don't feel like hunting. I am actually really looking forward to the hunting system changes. That'll be a lot of fun to see those implemented. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I kind of wish that they would just, oh shit. Ah! Bad touch! Bad touch! Bad touch! Bad touch! Use a self. I kind of wish they would have done like skinning or something like that as a profession instead of doing what they're doing, where you kind of get RNG right now from, you know, whether you get an animal or whether you get skins. I really don't know what they were going with that one. there's some other games that did taming and stuff like that really well. And I know it's a survival game, but Ark did taming and breeding and all that stuff very well. I just don't know. Look, he's taken lots of stuff from other games. Is it really going to matter if you take a few more things from some other games? Look, if the systems work, take them. Use them. Because people enjoyed them and they work. So don't fix it if it's not broken. You can, implement some of your ideas into it, maybe change it a little bit to put your own little spin on things, but there's really no need to just completely make a whole different system. But they seem to be intent at doing that with at least hunting. So, but they obviously have something in mind. We'll see. Maybe it'll be the next greatest thing in hunting. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm looking forward to checking it out nonetheless. So, if anybody wants to come level up with me, start a new character, I'm over here in Lionhold. Just gonna kill some ravens, kill some brims. That raven doesn't want to move, apparently. We're gonna go with a bleed. Yeah, we're gonna go with a bleed for the daggers, and we're gonna go with a burn for the wand. Some confirmed choices there. Wait, that wasn't the wand. Wait, the wand? There we go. The burning on that one. There we go. Stamina. But we got blue dropping. Now that stuff will sell for a little bit. Actually, I can use that stuff on my freehold. I can make some blue willow shit like that with it. Oh, that was not smart. Again, guys, don't feel like you're bothering me. Ask questions. If you got anything you want to talk about, go ahead and hit me up. We were talking about, I was over on Ladulu's stream, and I hope I did that name right. And Pockets was over there. We were talking about PvP recently, and he was basically describing his dislike right now for the whole PvP system. It sounded like. I think that the C's are going to be where the majority of the PvP is. I would like to see. I'm not a big fan of the corruption system myself, as I told him in his stream. I know this system is from Lineage 2, and I know Steven's very fond of that game. Although he was even more fond of Archeage, he said, according to him. And I would have liked to seen the old, anybody can kill anybody. You could go purple. You would go ahead and leave blood stain on the ground if you were to kill somebody. If somebody were to find that blood stain, they could report the killer, and then the killer, if they got enough blood marks, the killer would go and get sent to prison. Opens up a jury system, just like Archeage, and then the people would get to vote whether that person was guilty or not. Now, that being said, Archeage had many flaws with their prison system. They would have guildies come in there and vote for the innocence of that individual. There was ways to escape prison, which I'm not sure if were intended or not. So there'd be people constantly in and out of those. But if they could do like a random jury invite system where they would, if somebody were to go to prison and need to be in jury, if they killed somebody illegally, then people around the world would get a invite saying, "Hey, we have a court case coming up. You'll get this reward for coming and being a juror. It'll take about 5 minutes or something like that." And it would summon you to the jury. Global could see the chat, so the stories that you would, the stories you would see were very enjoyable. They were a lot of laughs. The effort that some of the people would go into to plead their case of their innocence was always pretty funny. So if they could hammer that down, that would be fun. But then of course you have the penalty. In Archeage, it was time, right? Time you needed to go ahead and put in, and you were locked in prison. Now they could do something else. They could put a different spin on it for Ashes. They could make it like, depending on what node you were in, you are now basically a slave to the node for a certain period of time. Or you could go harvest certain materials that the node needs and reduce and get out that way. That would be beneficial to the node, and you know, it wouldn't take too long, hopefully, but you know, long enough to make you consider whether you want to do it again. And of course, this would go up and up and up depending on how many people you kept, you know, murder hoping. So that's pretty much my thought with that one. If you have any thoughts on that, chime in and let me know if you'd like something like that, or if you're content with the corruption system the way it is. The thing I do like about the corruption system is, what the hell? Wolf doesn't want to die. See if that kills. All right. Maybe I'm lagging. All right, that was odd. The thing I do like about the corruption system is it does kind of take care of griefing. You don't see a lot of people killing people, especially if they're not flagging back, because they don't want to lose their stuff. So in that respect, it works as intended. And I know Steven doesn't want griefing in his game, and I get that. And in Archeage, there was some griefing. You know, but if they could have made the penalties better in the prison system a little bit better in Archeage, I believe that could have been a really great system. That I got another skill here. So if you're just coming in, I'm just leveling up a mage today. I have 2 25s already, but I figure I'm just gonna mess around with the mage because I got nothing better to do right now. Finisher. I like to do those finishers. We're gonna get shell because that's my get out of jail free card right there. Okay. I guess I should look for the looking for group channel. Yeah. Maybe when I get to be like level 8 or so, then I can go ahead and get into a group. Till then, I'm just gonna kill shit. I might even go do that quest real quick, do the road. Oh, I didn't grab the road to Jova. I'll just do these commission quests here real quick. If you're new to the game, though, and you're looking to ask some questions about it, what my thoughts are about it, you know, go ahead and hit me up. I'll be happy to answer them. Anything else that's on your mind? Any mechanics or systems you'd like to see in the game that are not currently or you're waiting for? Otherwise, I'm just going to play the game if you don't want to talk to me. West County? Killing the wolves at night? No. Okay, so good thing to remember for these wolves is slay at night wolves. You have to come over here. Even the wolves that spawn over there south of Linehold apparently do not count. But so if you're doing that quest, you want to run you come out Linehold and you take a right, you go down the road, and you'll see them right in here. This is where these will count for slaying for that commission quest. See, we'll see right here. You'll see, see, there we go, 1 out of 10. We're going to kill these real quick and complete that. One of the best things that they did about the quest system that I really give them kudos for is when it's done, the fact that you can turn it in from anywhere. I think that is really great. You know, a lot of quests you have to go back and in other games, go back in and turn them in somewhere really obscure. And it's kind of annoying. But in this case, you don't have to do that. That makes things a little easier. Heal up a little bit. Oh, come on. On level 4. I think the spellbook can be pretty good too. If you do a lot of AoE, spellbook can be pretty good. Which I probably should level up. So I could probably level this character up pretty quickly with a wand, or with a spellbook. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, we got an objective complete, so we can just go ahead and... So right here is what I was talking about. You just go hit this and complete all the commissions. You're going to get 12,000 experience, or 1,200, sorry, and a little bit of glint. So
Welcome to the
that
Hidden
quest
Dagger
is
and
done.
Good Looking.
Hey, Brew, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. What's going on? Did Ladulu stop streaming already? I can never pronounce his name correctly. Just starting a new mage here today. I got nothing better to do. Oh yeah, I can't complain. Just try to get a stream in today. No, he's so sunlocked. Yeah, he was getting pretty fired up over that. Pretty fired up. Right now, I'm kind of waiting to see where a lot of the mechanics lie in the game before I get too worked up. I want to see it closer to a finished product before I get too excited on any one mechanic. You missed it earlier, but I was talking on the stream how we were discussing earlier how I would like to see the corruption system dropped and be more of like an Archeage system, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, he's been around for a long time. It sounded like he's Ukrainian though, and he's got other things going on outside, which I hope he stays safe. Okay, so we're going to turn in this quest right there. We're going to go sell our stuff. And then we're going to go do the lumber mill. Do you have this game as well, Brew? Or are you just kind of a casual observer of it? Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of Archeage in Ashes. I mean, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw it, but Nice Gaming had done an interview with Steven and asked him to list his top 10 games, and Archeage was number 1 and Lineage was number 2. So that kind of shows you where his systems are coming from. I would definitely like to see a little bit more Archeage in this, though. There are a lot of things that are similar, but I guess it can't be super similar because they don't have the labor system, which was a lot of Archeage. I think that they could have left the trade packs and stuff like that a lot like Archeage. That's one of the things I really wish they would have left alone. And again, I like the jury person system, even though I know it was flawed, but they definitely could have fixed that. They could have fixed that. Sell this stuff. Archeage is fun. You've been checking out Class on to now. Oh yeah, I played that one for a while. You know, the biggest problem I think with Archeage was the land barons and stuff like that. The way they designed the game, because it was a Korean game, they designed the game and didn't put a lot of thought into cheating, because the Koreans, you know, they get in big trouble if they cheat. Well, when you open it up to the Russians and North America and stuff like that, we don't have those kind of restraints on us. So we cheated the hell out of that game, and that's where it really went wrong. That was bad. So when you make a game, you really have to take into consideration all the different areas and what they can possibly do to it. So that's where they really went wrong with that game. And then of course you got Kakao, which is now trying to publish Chronos Odyssey. Kakao and Tryon Worlds, which are two of the worst publishers I've ever seen. And yeah, all they care about is money and trying to monetize the game. And it became pay to win, RMT fest. So there were bots literally running all over the place in Archeage, and it was really frustrating. They did very little. They had all kinds of problems with people running trade packs underground. People were growing resources in like very large trees and stuff like that because you could manipulate the client. What did you think about it? Oh, it's definitely New World too. Did you see the video of that? I put out a review for that one, but on my YouTube channel. But somebody had. You remember how they had the blue screen over there in Chronos, where you weren't allowed to go past that area? Well, I guess if you died and your body fell through the blue side, you would then log out, spawn back in on the other side, and it was complete. It opened up an area that we didn't have access to. And you're right, everything was like New World. It was ridiculous. And that's the first thing I said when I saw the game. I said, "This is New World." I mean, and let's be honest. The game has taken them 4 years, right? That's why it's only taken them 4 years, because they pretty much copied everything from New World, you know, down to a T. So, you know, it was fun. I just don't think it's going to be a game that has a lot of lasting content, and at least currently. And then you top the fact of that with you're going to throw Kakao Games in there, which cannot be trusted. As soon as players dip off, I feel that's when they're going to start putting into pay-to-win stuff. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because we certainly need more MMOs to be successful. Yeah, you saw if you're getting past streaming, yeah. Yeah, but players, you know, they're pretty crafty. Not me, of course, but, you know, other players are pretty crafty. So they'll do just about anything to find bugs and stuff. Yeah, you know what? How many hours do I got in New World? Let me see here. New World. I got a lot. I think I got a lot of hours in New World. New World. I still have it in here somewhere. New World. Yeah, I have 11, almost 1,200 hours. Almost 1,200 hours in New World. So you know, there was lots of things I enjoyed about New World, but lots of things I didn't. What I didn't like, and what I hope Ashes doesn't do, and I don't believe Ashes intends to do, is the fights that they had at the towns, where it was only 50 on 50 basically, and it was a laggy mess at that. I felt like that really took a lot of the players who wanted to participate in that stuff out of it, and I thought that kind of sucked. So Ash is striving for 250 versus 250, and even in some cases they're trying to go for 500 or so. So that could be really great. Man, I'm just burning away on this guy, burning up. What I really enjoyed about New World was the graphics, and probably the thing that I enjoyed most about New World, and I hope Ashes can come close to replicating this. And I also made a video about that, about the sound. The sound of New World from Gathering was magnificent. I've never heard a game where I've been more engaged in and had, what's the word I'm looking for, more immersion in than mining and gathering and chopping logs out in New World. Now, I have noticed lately that chopping wood and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and chop a tree real quick. I'll turn up the volume a little bit. Let's chop a tree. I have noticed that chopping the tree and having it fall has gotten a little bit better here. So let's chop it. So you can tell their chopping has gotten better. I would like to see more echo when you're chopping, so you could locate in on players. I think that would be very cool. But yeah, it has gotten better. But I don't know if they're. I hope they're going to be able to get it to New World quality. We'll see. You've been in two wars and ashes and it held up. Level 17 and got 2 shots. We had a war last week. I don't know if you know the guild. I'm in Aura, and we had a war. I think it was last week against Miralith. Maybe it was the week before. I can't forget. Yeah, I'm old. I forget that shit. But that was a lot of fun. The problem was that the people that were running the town didn't really want to participate, and they weren't really fighting for the town. So it kind of became, we're gonna basically we have to camp your town in order to finish it. So because you need 800 kills, so that one's kind of annoying. I wish more people participated in those. You're an Aegis too? I don't think I've heard of them. I'll have to keep my eye out for them. Did I complete this yet? Nope. Let's see, lumber mill. I need 2 more. Do you agree with me with New World though, with the sound of the gathering and stuff like that? How fantastic it was! I mean, so immersive, so immersive. You haven't logged in 2 weeks or so? I've been logging in. I've still been putting in a lot of hours. I'm enjoying it. I'm just kind of anxiously, only pretty much to keep up with it. I'm not burning myself out or anything like that. Doing a stream here and there, just trying to keep relevant in the stream world until things, really start to pop off. But yeah, they've added some nice changes, like the tropics under the water and stuff like that. Just fabulous looking. The caravels have been a lot of fun. It's been pretty risky. I lost 2 caravels last week, so that was a total of 50 gold that I lost in the caravels. I don't know. There's been a lot of good changes. The biggest thing, the one quality of life change that was absolutely phenomenal, and they don't need to change a thing about it, was the the processing changes that they made. So if you had 50 rare or 250 rare oak wood, it automatically flags it that you have rare oak wood in your inventory, and then there's a slider bar that you can go ahead and go up to 250 or any amount. 250, 18, whatever you have, you can create that many. And that made the life of processing so much better. Huge quality of life change. So in that respect, they've done a lot of good things. You mostly been in a drop. What's your main's name? Is that your name? Bruja Gaming? I'm in the tropics all the time. We got over there to see, because I'm over at the Seahook node. Yeah, it's way better. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we're over in Seahook there. We got that awesome relic. If you're, are you a citizen out there? Oh, hello, Wigasco. What can I do for you here? Oh, another mage. Let's kill some shit here, Wigasco. Let's see. We're gonna do combust here. Oh, you try? Which one are you trying to build up? That's a pretty big venture right there, unless you got a lot of people with you. Took us a while to get Seahook up. It'll be nice when all those nodes are ready and available, you know, from the very start. Although I still have a feeling that the nodes in the Riverlands are still going to level up the quickest. Now, the Anvils might come close to competing, because there's going to be a lot of people on August 4th that run off to the Anvils. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful, I don't want to die here. It's a secret for the guild? Okay, I get you. I did see somebody in chat was talking about, and Global was talking about trying to level up a guild. Or level up a node. Pretty sure they will need a level up Aug4th, or they still do? Yes, they are doing a wipe. Steven pretty much, he confirmed it on stream, on their last stream. Margaret was kind of waffling, and he said that there would be a wipe. You know, there was a lot of exploits early on, a lot of speed hacking with caravans and such, so the economy kind of got ruined, and especially assuming they can get the changes in, and we can test them up a little bit, then it should be good to go for August 4th. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I mean, I got, you know, I can sit here and bitch and moan. I got a lot to lose. I got freeholds, I got caravels, I got 225s, and I got a lot of shit. But you know what? That's what Alpha's about, right? We're supposed to be testing this stuff and trying it, breaking it, all that stuff, and having fun while doing it. If you got to fully expect wipes to happen, that's just part of the deal. So I'm not concerned about it in the least part. It's actually something I really look forward to. I always take time off if I can for a wipe or a fresh start. I used to love Archeage's fresh starts. Usually very enjoyable for me. Defender's hurt, man. No, yeah, it doesn't bother me in least. I'm looking forward to the new starting area. But the one thing that I really think is going to happen, and I put a lot of thought into this. I think with the nodes around the starting areas, I think that you're going to see those nodes are going to level up quickest to whatever level that we can go max up to. So if it's town level, if it's stage 4, those nodes, in my opinion, are going to level up the quickest. Because there's just so many more people, and people are just going to get comfortable, and they're just going to stay there. So in my opinion, those are going to be the first ones to hit Metropolis. But I also believe they're going to be the first ones to fall, because people will move on and spread out to other nodes as the game progresses and more nodes open. So while they might be very strong early, I think that, you know, they're not going to have as many people later on. So they might very, very well fall easier. especially if it's like a bad node, like you know, I don't want to say a divine node's bad, but it's certainly not going to be the most popular. Like a scientific node and or academic, whatever they're calling it now, will certainly be popular because that's what's going to give teleportation later on down the line. You have a hard time with content for long period. I like grinding. I'm a grinder, so for me, I don't mind it. That's just kind of the way I'm used to. But I also now that it's kind of weird though because I'm not usually a quester. But when I say that, I actually enjoyed Archeage's questing. I don't know why. Maybe because it was so easy. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy Ash's questing because in the Alpha 1 when I played it, their questing was it was cool, but it was very in depth. You had to read a lot, and I don't like reading. Reading is hard, so I don't know if how much I'm gonna like it. I do think people who enjoy that stuff will really like it. I am looking forward to the story arcs and stuff like that. What I'm kind of hoping, and I don't know how much you go back as far as gaming, but I started with Ultima Online way back in the day. So there was events and stuff that they had in Ultima Online where things would happen and things would attack you and attack your city from around the towns. And I thought that was really neat. So I'm kind of hoping they do the same in this. So whatever's happening around a node will affect the world, and it'll affect the node, and like all of a sudden you have like a bunch of goblins like overwhelm your node, and then that forces people to come together for an event and then take on, I don't know, you kill all these goblins in like 3 different waves, and then all of a sudden the goblin lord or something comes on out, and you have to finish him off. And you know, if you don't, he destroys like a building or 2 in your node. Something like that could be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, DAOC, now you're talking, my man. That's my favorite MMO ever. And you'll hear a lot of me, a lot of the stuff that I comes from my experience in DAOC. And I really, 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 really hope that they take more from that game, because that game had so much to offer. I really, really think that while the castles, and I had mentioned it in Ladulu stream, or Pockets, I can't remember. While I wish that the castles sound like a fun mechanic. They got like 3 things you need to attack, but you can only do it like once a week, and you set it up for a big castle battle, which takes about a month, right? And for me, that's kind of like a big epic battle. Takes a lot of time commitment, stuff like that. What I loved was Dark Age Camelots, where you could, at any time, just go attack a keep. That's what I love. Not only for that, you would get some realm points and work towards your realm rank, get people out fighting out in the world of E-Main. That to me was really enjoyable. And if they could somehow, and that's why I said, and I'm going to be making a video on this, I haven't yet, but they need to, I think that if the castle system that they have is really engaging and super fun, if they could make a smaller version of that and just like a keep system and give us even just a few keeps, and the node that controlled the most, the nodes and the vassal of that node that controlled the most keeps on the map would open up a instance dungeons like Darkness Falls. And if you played DEOC, which you said you did, I'm sure you remember Darkness Falls. And there was no better experience than Darkness Falls. Think about how that would work. Nodes, it would give nodes something to do. They'd go out there. We could work towards like getting some kind of realm points or something like that, which would give us maybe additional stat points, or maybe a personal abilities like a purge or something like that. It would open up some great grinding areas for leveling of all levels. It would open up areas for crafters, for great crafters. And you remember deep down in Darkness Falls, they had great raiding. So you could bring in a raid down there. It was a dungeon for everybody. And then getting in there was also fun when you had to go ahead and clear out the other realm, in that case the Dark Age of Camelot, or you know, in this case the other node or vassal nodes. So, and then of course you'd have rogues that would log out and come in and stick you in the bunghole, you know, later in the night. And so that was always fun, and we're always searching for that person. So yeah, if they could pull something like that off, that would take this game to the next level. Absolutely would take this game to the next level. And that's kind of where my hopes are. And I'm going to keep pushing for it. I know it's probably not going to happen because Steven didn't play Dark Age of Camelot, to my knowledge. However, Bill did. Bill or Jacob? I think Jacob. Jacob is the one that played Dark Age of Camelot. So I have hopes that they are going to put some Dark Age of Camelot in. That was a long rant. Back in the day when you were younger. Oh, active duty as a private, didn't get a ton of game time. Oh, okay. I had just gotten out of the army pretty much when Dark Age of Camelot came out. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh god. That was close. Yeah, so I got to play that one quite a bit. Oh, I don't want to hit this guy yet. You think you're remarkable? I played pretty much all stealthers. I tried all three realms. I played my first one. I played on Nemu. I played a Lurrikeen. And then I went to play Midgard, and I played a Shadow Blade. Oh, you as well. And played a Shadow Blade, and then I also played on Albion as an infiltrator, and they were all fun, and they were all different in their own way. And that was, and boy, if they could somehow make this game, like the 64 classes, make the augments that kind of that special to where it really changes how the class plays, that could be interesting. That being said, I don't have a lot of expectations for the augments. I think it's going to be more of a flair, of a style, kind of like Archeage Ancestral ability. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I don't see it's going to be really class changing or anything like that. They basically said, if you know, for your main class, which you can't change, you better like that class. So don't pick something and try to change it, because it's probably not going to happen. You made rogue in this game? We're a fighter. Yeah, I have a rogue. I got my little loot and scoot 25, and then I got my tank. I really enjoy the tank. I enjoy both of them. Although I feel like Brew, that the rogue, I feel like in the next phase, and especially at launch, might be, unless they do what they say and give him some abilities to like make him more useful in a group as far as like finding loot or something like that. Maybe give him like an additional 10% chance to find loot or something like that ability. Something to make him more worthwhile to have in a group. When Summoner comes in, I feel like they're going to be the redheaded stepchild. You have 4 alts in this game? Yeah, I'm an altaholic. My name is Peon, and I'm an altaholic. One second, I need to get a sip of water here. Yeah, I love alts. I tried real hard on this run to stick to one character, and I played my rogue, and I played him for a while, and then I'm like, nope, I'm gonna roll another one. Then I rolled a tank, got him to 25, and here I am messing around again. Rogue Summoner, yeah, that could be interesting. I forget what that one's called. I think a rogue bard could be interesting too. The charlatan, I think it's called. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. I think a fighter rogue could be good. I think they're a shadow blade, but it just depends on how they implement it. Yeah, I like grinding. What can I say? You know, more than anything, Brew, I want to really feel like I am in touch with the archetypes that they have, and so I have no question on what I want to play at launch. That's how I'm viewing this. That's why I'm interested in the alpha. One, to be part of the development, but two, to learn every system that I can, learn how to fight other classes, other archetypes, and really figure out what fits me best. Because in these kind of games, I've been on both sides of the fence. I was early in the alpha on Warhammer Online, which I love. And I was in alpha early on Guild Wars 2, which I love. But I was also late to the party for like Archeage and Archeage and Camelot. So when you're late to the party, you're playing catch up. You don't know what you're gonna like. You don't know anything. You don't know how classes play. You don't, all that stuff. So a lot of times you end up switching classes and stuff. So I shouldn't have to do that in this game. You mean Fighter 2.0? Fighter was pretty good. Oh. Wars were tough with fighters. Wars were really, really tough with fighters. Large-scale battle right now, the way they have the fighter designed, is a little bit difficult. But small scale and solo, they can be pretty dangerous. They can be pretty dangerous. Yeah, rogue can get out of sticky situations. Bards, for the most part, can get out of situations, which is nice. I'm going to tell him thank you for the group. Yeah, bards are really nice. I had a 25 bard. I've had two 25 bards in this leveling process. See, I've had 25 rangers. Rangers are fun, but the where ranger really shines right now, I think they need a little bit of a rework. I know they just did a rework, but I'd like to see them do a little bit more to them. G, can you let Atlas out, please, and Freya? I'd really like to see them redo that one. They're really good in large scale. That route is phenomenal for large scale PvP for the ranger. I don't think that they're as good as they could be in one-on-ones. I'd like to see them be better in one-on-one. But that's just my thought. Yeah, bards are pretty fabulous. Now, and I gotta admit, I was wrong. And I think it was in Copium Clinic's Dr. Burns' latest video where I did bespoke with him. And this did happen. He asked me what I was disappointed about, and I had told him in that video, I said I was disappointed that they keep messing with my bard, and it kind of made me not want to play it anymore. But after further review, while they have made some changes I didn't like to it, and I don't feel it's as good as it used to be by far, I have run into some good bards that were really good and really impressed me. So it just shows that the class can still be really good. Maybe I was either playing it wrong or just didn't have enough good gear. Either way, so I wish I could go back and retract that statement. I don't feel they're as good as they once were, but I still think that they're still pretty viable. So I'd like to go back and admit to the world that I was wrong on that one. And while not as good as it used to be, it's still a pretty good class. I can admit when I'm wrong. Yeah, it can be super strong. The class it's very strong, and I hope now they already reduced the rogue draining poison by 50%, and I kind of hope that they don't mess with too much more because I want the rogue to be a hard counter to a cleric. That's what they're supposed to be. Hey, purple drink. Let's wave to him. Hello. Hey, Az, how you doing, my friend? Hey, I'm on a little bit earlier for you. Yeah, it is afternoon, my friend. It is 4 o'clock, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have my coffee soon. I got like, I don't know, 30 minutes before I'm going to ask my barista to make me coffee. Ooh, I want that iron. I want that iron. Do you think my crude pickaxe can get it? I don't think so. Doing that. Good, good. Glad to hear it, my friend. I've never seen purple drink before. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's head out and turn in that Sweat of the Brow quest. And we're going to go ahead and start. Oh, you know what? I got to get the Road to Jova quest so I can do that too. We'll start working on those quests, get some tokens. Yes, buddy.
He's not going outside.
Did you try hard?
Yeah.
How hard did you try? Did you try while trying to watch the TV at the same time?
No.
No? All right. Well, if she has an accident in the house, I'm going to be putting it in your bed. Got it? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. That's my barista right there. But yeah, I think that they've done a really good job with the archetypes here. A lot of people say the tank needs to have a rework. The only thing that I really don't like about the tank is how the grapple doesn't work. It works great against PvE mobs usually, but when it comes to PvP, it's very lackluster. The tank wall is phenomenal. I love it. I kind of wish they'd add that stun back a little bit, but I don't think they're going to do that. The cleric is really, really strong. Now, a lot of clerics will tell you that it's not that strong in like Zerg PvP. Well, that's maybe because you have like 10 people trying to hit you. So no class is going to be strong when 10 people are trying to hit you. But when you're solo or in small group, as a matter of fact, I should roll a cleric and see if I can get used to it. See if I can fall in love with a cleric. Because thus far, I've not been able to fall in love with the cleric. They're really easy to level. They're too strong. I just think that they're too strong. But here's the caveat with this: if you don't make the cleric too strong, then people aren't going to want to play it. So that's the double-edged sword of it. And you need healing in the game. So it's just one of those classes. I feel like it's always going to be, always going to be super powerful. What I don't like about cleric, and this is for my play style, it's how much focus you have to have when doing it. So what is this? I've not seen this. Hey, this is new, guys. Huh? What is that? Fallen. Look at this. Fallen Aryan soldier. What is this? You see this on the minimap? This must be new. What is this stuff? Fallen alien soldier. I've not seen this on the map before. And yet there's nothing here. This is very interesting, guys. That's new. I have not seen it. And maybe I haven't been out here for a while, but I have not seen these creepers and stuff before. This terrain looks different. What level are these guys? Level 5? Yeah, PAL style had the best sustain. Yeah. I am looking forward to putting on my tank the cleric art. Yeah, these are definitely new. These were not here before. 100% new. That's cool. I bet those are in for some quests. Well, this is kind of good that I made a new guy, because I kind of see some of the new stuff that's coming up that maybe I might normally have missed. So let's turn this in. Okay, got a little experience right there. Let's go head out to the Second Sword Outpost. Let's see, right? Yeah, let's head out there. Oh, that was cool. One of the things that they really need to change, and I don't know if they ever really gave an explanation on why they did it, was the gathering around the node core. I mean, this morning when I logged in, I literally maybe chopped 300 wood worth of willow. They were popping up so fast, I couldn't even keep up with them. And it's all you had to do was just go around the node core to get them. I didn't understand that because I liked before having to go out and having them randomly spawn and, you know, having to explore to find them. This having them on the node core didn't make any sense. The only thing I can think of is the only reason they did that was to help the materials for crafting to make them a little bit more attainable, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, it's all around the node, and I just don't like it. It's easy mode, and I hope they change it. They had some issues with it, and they're changing it. Okay, well, I fully expect that to be changed. That's just one more notch in the belt for this phase 2.5 that's been a problem. Oh yeah, there's tons of willow stuck in a braidwood. Now, if you wait long enough, they will decay a little bit, and then you'll be able to chop them. But yeah, there's tons of willow. I have a bunch of willows just sitting on my freehold. Hey, Pockets, what's up, buddy? Am I going to do the weekly quest? Is the weekly quest just running? If it's running a caravan, most likely I will definitely. Does a caravel count? Because I'm sure I will run a caravel and or caravan at some point. Maybe I can use 10 silver and go on my little level nothing here. Let's see. Let's see if I can remember how to do this quest. Who do we talk to? Is it Captain Redblade? I think. Rump for the larder. I think it's Rump for the larder. Tell me how. Yes. Okay, go speak to the Taskmaster. Okay, Taskmaster Philbin. Oh, to go to the most awkward location. So basically, Pocket, you're telling me you want me to waste time and go somewhere that it's not going to give me any return. Is that what you're telling me? Is that I don't know. I don't know if I could do that, man. I need to get shit done. I don't know if I could just waste time just to waste time. Let's see. Guard reported for duty. Okay, there we go. I intended to be able to done low levels as well as sweats. So 10 silver and low buried entry. I don't know. For a gold, I might do it. For a gold on my girl here, I might spend 10 silver to run a caravan to a odd location. Where I could put it, I don't know. What was the quest here? Help perform the task. Is this what do I got to do here? See the duty. Oh, the duty post. All right. This is for the surplus thing right here. All right, so let's go to the latrine. Yeah, we're going to do the latrine here real quick. All right, got that. And where is the pyre? Was this it? Dialogue. Higher duty. Did I do that already? You didn't? Yeah. What's up, buddy? Are you making my coffee already?
No.
Well, why are you in here?
I don't want to buy anything.
You here to harass me?
I don't want to buy anything.
Are you telling me you want some food?
Yeah.
I have no food for you. I've got nothing.
Dad, I don't want to buy anything.
Guys, do we have any food for him? I don't have any food
Dad.
for him.
Dad, I know what I'm in here for.
What?
Ice cream.
Ice cream? I got nothing. I got no ice cream. Maybe later. Maybe later if you're a good boy. This is the pyre, right? Yeah.
Hey,
Sacred. Okay. You know, I haven't done this quest in such a long time. What am I missing? Oh, I got to reclaim the sword fragments. Derp. Okay, that's right. Yeah, army. Whoop. Of course, it's been so long since I was in. I don't normally talk about it. But thank you for your service as well. I got out just before 911. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these things. But I've been playing games ever since I was a kid. Ever since Atari 2600 came out, I was playing games. I've got, you know, people call us boomers and stuff like that, but, you know, even though I'm not a boomer, Gen X, baby. But, yeah, I really love games. And people say, aren't you a little old to play games? No. Hell no. Uh-oh. We're going to try to ninja this and run. Do I have Blink yet? I need Blink! I need Blink! That could have been really bad. I got one! I got one! Oh, you joined in 03? Nice, nice. Oh, back from ads? Yeah, damn those ads, I tell you. Yeah, Bezos needs his money. Which I guess is okay because I'm an Amazon shareholder, so I guess it works well for me either way. That guy, he's still coming! Bad touch! Really? Go away! I gotta summon my horse just to run away. Oh, now my dog's coming to say hi to me. Boy, you guys are killing me. Oh wow, the soldiers are actually doing something now. They're actually killing them. That's good. Boy, between my son and my son and oh my goodness, and my dogs, I can't get anything done. That's okay. I did come out just for a short bit today. What are you guys going to do tonight? Come here, Freya. Baby. You want to say hi? Want to say hi to everybody? Come on. You want to say hi? Come on up. Come on up. Say hi to everybody. Come on. Up. Come on. Up. Oh, boy. Freya. Oh, there's my big puppy. Say hi, Freya. Say hi. Look over there. Look over there. Oh. Big. Okay, now you can lay down, baby. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. You can tell, guys. I got my hands full over here. Hey, watch the cord. Watch the cord. Yeah, she is a puppy. Hey, you got my headset wrapped around your leg, baby. There we go. She's only about, I think, 6 or 7 months old now, something like that. See, let's get. Oh, you know what? No, here. Let's get this. Oh no! I'm gonna get this mountain. I'm gonna try to run in there and ninja these things. Let's see if I can do it. Got this one. Got this one. Go, 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 go. See, that shield is so OP. That's so OP. I love my dog. Well, man, I tell you what, I'm never going to get a puppy again. I didn't realize how much work a puppy was until I got this puppy. There is nothing in the house that's been safe from her. Nothing. Hey, Lidulu.
For the raid.
Thanks for the raid, brother. Appreciate it. Awesome. I appreciate it. Let's see. I gotta remember where I'm going here. What's up, buddy? That's all for now? Oh, wait. What do I gotta do here? You know, I haven't done this quest in so long. Oh, I think I gotta burn him over here at the pyre. You did Pockets Quest too? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and do Pockets Quest eventually at some point here. Even this guy did. I really need to level up more guys so I can do these quests better. Because I'm kind of running around a chicken with my head cut off. Let's see. I'll do it. Okay, speak to... Here we go. We're going to go speak to this guy. Because I want these surplus things. Next phase 3, Summoner. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if you guys saw my YouTube short that I put on. I really... You know, on my last stream, I talked about Summoner, how I really feel like they need to go ahead and get that out at least a few weeks before phase 3 starts, because you need to get people are going to want to test it. No matter if you're planning on playing it or not, you're going to want to test it. So you're going to want to see what it's capable of, blah, blah, blah. Let's go up. I think that's where we need to go. So, like, I don't want to play it right at phase 3 because I know so many other people are going to play it. If they put it out at phase 3, everybody's going to play it. And then we're not going to have any clerics, we're not going to have any tanks, we're not going to have any mages, and it's just going to be a cluster. So I really, really hope that they can get it, in where we can test it. And I hope it doesn't go to the point where they, okay, well, it's not going to be in a phase 3, but we're going to be putting it in a few weeks after. I mean, I guess that's probably better than putting it in at launch, but not much. They really need to get it out. Either way, people are going to be playing the hell out of it. So either way, I am looking forward to it though. What I'm most looking forward to Summoner is the fact that it's the last archetype, and that they can finally direct their attention to working on reworking a lot of the classes, the skills, working on the augments, and really start working on that, hashing out all the class balance that they might need to do. Oh my god. This dude is tough, man. Tough. I should have been a cleric. We need to get the quest. Yeah. I have a feeling. This is a sneaky feeling. But like you saw those mobs here earlier that I showed you that were near where you dropped that Sweat of the Brow quest off. I think that they're going to have more of that stuff. I think that they have quests lined up, and they're going to have a nice surprise for us. Now, while I'm sure it's not going to be all the quests, I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised with what they have in store for you. They're working hard on so many things right now. And let's face it, so many things that the few things that they're working on are huge, huge systems, right? So you have the system with the dynamic gridding, huge genre-changing system. If they can get that working, that's going to change the landscape for all MMOs, because people are going to go, well, these guys can hold so many players on a server, why can't you? And then they're all going to want that development. So that's going to be huge if they can pull it off. And I believe that they will pull it off. It's in a development branch right now, in main development branch, which means it's very close to the PTR. So that is very encouraging. Then you got the last archetype with the Summoner. Going to be huge to get that out. Then they can start, like I said, working on class balance, skill trees, revamps, all that stuff. Then you got the econ system. Now, the only thing that concerns me with the econ system is I think if you go to their careers, that they're still looking for a lead economic guy. That kind of concerns me, that they don't have a lead econ guy, and they're doing an econ system. So maybe they're still working on a lot of that stuff. I don't know. But either way, those three systems alone should change this game dramatically. And then, like I said, I believe you're going to see some quests that you didn't see before. A lot of quests that you didn't see before. And I remember Alpha 1. I remember the kind of questing that they had. And it was pretty good. It was in-depth. You had to read, or else you'd be completely lost. So I would like to see the story arcs in place too. But again, where I am at with the story arcs is I would kind of like the story arcs to be based off of the node as far as what is the reaction of the node to the players. What are the players doing that's going to make the node want to react? So are they mining around the volcano too much and disturbing the dragon? You know, whatever action they're doing, it has a reaction. So that's kind of like the way I see story arcs. I don't know if that's my interpretation of it. I don't know if that's going to be accurate or not, but that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see a bunch of goblins, you know, come in and try to attack my node and have, ooh, caravan! Who's this guy? Oh, that's that's an aura. That's one of my guys. I'd like to have that kind of thing set up where the goblins come in and you'd be like 3 or 4 waves of goblins, and then all of a sudden you have to fight the goblin lord that comes in there too. That would be epic. Very cool. It could drop a fat piece of loot. But if you failed it, if you couldn't muster up your people, then you could risk losing a building or two, which could be devastating. We've already seen arcs being able to carve in Oak and Bane for sure. However, it feels a lot more lore-oriented. Yes, that is true. I do believe they are very lore-oriented. I'm not a big lore guy, so you're not going to get a lot of lore stuff out of me. Yeah, they're calling them modules now, aren't they, Ladulu? I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I have a feeling I'm fucking that up. I'm gonna defend you, brother. I got your back. Ah, whoa, what is it? Did you guys notice that the mini map is larger now? So okay, so that's a bug. I actually have to reduce the size of my mini map now to be able to attack. Interesting. All right, so we gotta put that in. You really want to Polar to get in your weekly quests? In Aura? Yeah, I hope that's right, Ludulu. I hope they really do influence the world and stuff like that. It could be very, very interesting. One of the things that I really, and for those like Brew who have played Dark Age of Camelot, and for those who haven't, one thing that Dark Age of Camelot had that many, many others don't is now in today's MMOs is something what we used to call realm pride, right? Because there was 3 realms back then, and if you were part of Midgard or Hibernia or Albion, you had a lot of pride in your realm, and you fought hard for your realm. Being beaten by the other realms was a disgrace and unacceptable. And that's kind of the way I'd like to see this game evolve, but more, you know, with the node aspect. If our node is the metropolis node, I want to be proud of our node. I want there to be lots of pride, and I want the vassal, whoever's vassaling it, to be proud. So I'm hoping that that's the direction that they can take this game. So if somebody sieges our node, I just want it to be, you know, people to fight for it. You know, for them to have a vested interest in it and really, really want to fight. I need one more parcel. They actually said minimap shouldn't interfere with it. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. I'm gonna have to adjust that. I'm sure they'll fix that. Specifically next week, it'll be quite the challenge. The more geared and harder you are, but I'm trying to incentivize. There you go. Yeah, Steven really good work on a node got to work on a node benefits, having higher elite. Yeah, because with the last thing you want, Ladulu, is having people leave leave the node, right? Because they don't want to fight in a guild war or a node war or something like that. you don't want people leaving because of that. You want them to fight, give them a reason to fight. And on the flip side, there's got to be a reason to attack, right? Right now, I think as of the last guild war we did, we still didn't get any rewards. So I hope we'll start seeing some of that stuff change soon, where we can start getting some rewards. Who is this guy? Speak to... Oh, God, I didn't get this guy? Oh, wait, he's back here, derp. Yeah, I hope that they change that stuff, because I really, really want there to be something to fight for. I really want that node pride. How we get it, I don't know. That's up to those guys to figure out. Yeah, as long as, exactly. You know, and one of the things that one of the nodes did really well here, and that's in Jova, where they put the wood shops in it, and they kind of made it a one-stop carpenter lumber milling shop. I really want to see more. First of all, mayors need to lose some of that pride that they have, right? Some of these mayors are so prideful. You are a man of the people for the world of Vero. We're all working together, right? You need to make your node, work with the other nodes and stop being selfish. Too many people that I'm going to put up what I want to put up because that's what I want to put up. Okay, well that doesn't make any sense. So I hope that they all work together. So what I was saying, Jova did like the one-stop wood shop for carpentry and in lumber milling. I would like to see more of that. Tailoring and weaving. Stuff like that. Now the buildings, everyone's going to say, well, nobody wants to build the wood shop to make a lumber axe. And that's true. That's usually the first one to get demolished. And it's also the one that's way out in Bora Bora. So one of the things that I would recommend, a suggestion for that, is to make the building worthwhile. Maybe give like the node, whoever has the lumberjack axe or mining pick, give them like 10% rarity buff or something. Give the node a few buffs towards that to make it worth their while. So maybe they'll go ahead and chop more wood around there or something like that. Give them a reason to have that building up, basically. Let's see, where is this one at? Where's this adjudication run at? Okay, it's just down there. All right. Yeah, when you run out of money, you won't be able to sustain. Yeah, I made a good bit of money from the caravel runs. I got a few of the caravels turned in, and I made a good amount of money. I'm not gonna say how much, but I made a lot of money. That being said, I also have lost 2 caravels too, which is a lot of money, but I'm still ahead. So I'd highly recommend doing the caravels. And you know what? You guys should check it out later if you're streaming again later. I don't know, but I guess the anvils is open. So I need to go up the anvils, and I bet this port right here, I bet it's going to be a very popular harbor. What I'm interested to find out about that one is if that harbor both has where you can buy cargo for it at the hunting lodge, which none of the other ones have except for this one right here. Oh, Thogly's trying it right now? Oh, that's good. Well, you know what? I didn't know Thogly was streaming. That's good because I actually need to go ahead and take care of my son and get him some food before him and my dog bite my leg off. But I'm going to turn this quest in real quick here first, and then we'll go raid Thogly. We'll raid the ugly dwarf. Even though he spews nothing but hate for my Renkai orcness, I'm going to show him some love. I'm going to be the bigger man. Oh, you know what? I guess I'll just turn this one quest in. I'm going to be the bigger man. If only you had 25 gold required for them. Yeah, you know where you can make a lot of money, Ludulu, is just going around, if you can mine, going around and mining journeyman stuff around, Halcyon. I make a ton of money doing that. I've made easily 50 gold by doing that. Let's turn this in right here. See how much. Let's choose light armor. All right. I got some gear, boys. I got some gears. Let's see. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead here and let's raid Mr. Togli. Let's see. Raid channel. Togli. Junior. Dunhold Gaming. There we go. All right. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone stopping in tonight, guys. I will see you all, I'm sure, later this weekend. I do have some stuff going on, but I'm sure I'll be back again this weekend. Everyone have a great day. Brew, it was great talking to you. I appreciate the follow. And everyone else have a good weekend, guys, and I'll catch you later. See you.